Welcome to the Caribbean Climate-Smart Accelerators live stream. Just waiting for a few persons to come on the live. Thank you guys for joining us on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube. Just giving it a few seconds for persons to join. Welcome to the Caribbean Climate-Smart Accelerators live stream. Please share the live if you're watching from any of these platforms, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube. And at all times, you can visit our website, the caribbeanaccelerator.org, for more information. Our website is caribbeanaccelerator.org for more information. To join our newsletter or to get involved, just visit our website. Please share this live stream with your friends, with your family. I'm Janelle Finley, the Digital Impact Strategist with the CCSA. While we wait for persons to join, let me tell you a little bit about the Caribbean Climate-Smart Accelerator. The CCSA is an engine that accelerates priority initiatives towards a Caribbean climate-smart zone, delivering resilience, social development, and broad-based economic growth for the region. Our central objective is to help transform the region's economy by fast-tracking sound public and private investment opportunities that support climate action and economic growth through sustainable development. If you're just joining the stream, we're talking about the Caribbean Climate-Smart Accelerator. Thanks for joining our live stream. Please share the stream with your friends. And at all times, you can visit our website, caribbeanaccelerator.org, for more information, to join our newsletter or to get involved. We were just talking about the Caribbean Climate-Smart Accelerator. At the CCSA, we draw on the deep experience of our member nations and institutions, a group of 28 visionary Caribbean governments, alongside some of the largest global companies, financial institutions, and foundations. Today, we'll be having a 1-hour chat about the Internet of Things and where it intersects with climate action. Welcome to the live stream. If you're just now joining, we will be taking this opportunity to get familiar with a few tech terms such as Web3, NFTs, IoTs, and Fintech. To join the discussion, comment in the chat or use the hashtag AskCCSA. For any questions that we are unable to respond to live, please follow our socials to see our published responses. Before this live stream, we previously sent out our hashtag in search of questions, and we got a few, so we'll start with those while you drop your questions in the chat or use the hashtag AskCCSA, right? So Sasha Gardner on Facebook asked us, what is the metaverse? Sasha, that's a great question. Broadly speaking, the metaverse can be defined as a virtual world where we can live, work, play, and travel. The metaverse is an iteration of the internet as a single, universal, and immersive virtual world that is facilitated by the use of virtual reality and augmented reality headsets. Basically, the metaverse is a network of 3D virtual worlds focused on social connection. Businesses such as JP Morgan, HSBC, Gucci, Coca-Cola are among the number of firms that have dabbled with the metaverse so far. And of course, Meta, the company formerly known as Facebook. What do you think of the metaverse? Have you tried any augmented reality or virtual reality programs or games? Let us know, comment in the chat. Use the hashtag AskCCSA. While you do that, I will be moving on to another question that we got from Twitter. Stephen Hall on Twitter asked us, so what is Meta? Well, Meta is helping to build a future where people have more ways to play and connect in the metaverse. People call it the next chapter of social connection. Meta builds technologies that help people connect, find communities, and grow businesses. The metaverse is quite useful, from augmented reality to practical uses such as a 3D representation of what a new building would look like. What kind of uses can you find for the metaverse? What kind of climate solutions would you dream up? What kind of projects do you have on your table that use the metaverse to solve climate issues or regional climate problems? Let us know. Comment in the chat. We'll be happy to discuss it today. We want to interact with you. We've started to move closer to this reality, as a result of the pandemic, which has forced us to live a more blended life, augmented by technology. In fact, in November 2021, the Barbadian Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade signed an agreement with Decentraland, one of the largest and most popular crypto-powered digital worlds, for the establishment of a digital embassy. What does this digital embassy do? Well, it provides e-visas, and it even has a teleporter that will transport your avatar between various worlds. How do you think climate action intersects with the metaverse? Again, let us know in the comments. Tell us in the chat. Use the hashtag AskCCSA. And thank you for everybody who submitted your questions beforehand. Thanks for joining the live stream. While you make your comments, let me tell you about some of the steps that the CCSA has made in the metaverse. Well, we have a online-based project matchmaking community that at this development stage allows investors and project owners or entrepreneurs or experts to fill out a profile, join the community, interact, share, connect, form groups, and even start businesses. Want to find out more? Well, you can visit our website. Get involved, fill out our get involved form, as a matter of fact. You'll find it on the contact page. There are other ways that the CCSA is stepping into the metaverse. Keep an eye out for our Climate Smart Map, which will appear on our website very soon. If you have any project or ideas in the digital space, in fintech, or projects that would be executed in the metaverse, that would be finding solutions for climate issues in our region, feel free to reach out to us. Drop a comment in the chat and we'll reach out to you. But while you guys comment, fill up the chat with your questions. Baker Bailey on Instagram asked us, what is fintech all about? Apparently we've been using that hashtag a lot. That's a good question. There are many Caribbean countries with central bank digital currencies which have been launched recently, including Jamaica, the Bahamas, and the Eastern Caribbean Currency Union. Well, Baker, if you've ever paid for something using your phone, transferred money using an app, or checked your bank statement or bank account online, then you've already dabbled in fintech. Fintech is a multi-billion-dollar industry. It's short for financial technology. Simple, right? Well, the term fintech includes a number of products, technology, services, and business models. It refers to everything from cashless payments to crowdfunding, robo-advisors, and virtual currencies. But remember, as more financial services go digital, cyber attacks become more of a risk. Financial technology can prospectively revolutionize the conduct of financial services, and the underlying technology can provide solutions to long-standing societal challenges, including the challenges of the unbanked. Digital money and its variants, cryptocurrencies, stable coins, etc., have spawned the entry of new technology-centric private entities into the payment arena. Central bank digital currencies they're really part of the public's response to private initiatives to modernize the financial payment sector. But let's look at the difference between digital currencies and cryptocurrency. The difference between digital currency and cryptocurrency is that while digital currencies are regulated by central banks, cryptocurrency is decentralized and relies on point-to-point encryption in a distributed ledger for tracking. So what do you think about your country's digital currency if you guys have one? Talk to us if you're from Jamaica, the Bahamas. Let us know. Does your country have a digital currency? And what kind of incentives are they promoting to get you involved in digital currencies? Fill up the chat with your comments, your questions. Hi, Cedric Stewart. Hi, Ronald. Thanks for joining us. Fill up the chat with your questions, with your comments. Let us know what kind of projects you have on the table. Let us know how we can match your projects with investors. If you're an investor, let us know what projects you're looking for. Today, we're just touching on at a high level on terms that exist in the Internet of Things. Thanks for joining the live stream. Speaking of the Internet of Things, All Eyes 25 on Twitter asks, what exactly is the Internet of Things? Well, the Internet of Things, or IoT, is influencing our lifestyle from the way we react to the way we behave. From air conditioners that we control with our smartphones, to smart car that provide the shortest driving route, or your smartwatch that tracks your daily activity. IoT is a large network of connected devices that gather and share data about how they are used and the environment in which they operate using sensors that are embedded in the physical device. These sensors emit data about the working state of the device that, upon analysis, provides useful information to improve efficiencies. How does IoT and climate change intersect? Well, as countries across the world are desperately seeking resolutions for the ongoing and hastening threat of climate change, technologies such as the industrial Internet of Things have the potential to reduce carbon emissions and boost energy efficiency across industry. And that brings us to a great question from David Wintersim on Twitter. How can IoT help combat climate change? Let's look at it. Industrial IoT measures the impact of industrial processes and human activity through sensors that monitor a whole range of factors, including everything from air and water quality to assessing pollution levels around factories, rivers, and cities. The technology can also identify more indirect impacts of climate change by measuring things such as floods and river levels, wind speed, land erosion, the activities of bees and beehives, tracking animals or vegetations in impacted areas. Industrial IoT can have a significant impact on reducing the carbon footprint of processes. It does so by minimizing the use of natural resources, including raw materials, electricity, fossil fuel, and water. Alongside this, the technology can reduce production waste and plays a key role in tracking the material flow in circular economies. When combined with other digital applications such as 5G and artificial intelligence, IoT can help cut carbon by as much as 15%, according to the World Economic Forum. Well, we have smart appliances. We have smart cars, we have smart homes, we have smart cities, and now it's time to be climate smart. What kind of climate smart solutions are you working on? What kind of climate smart projects do you have on your table? Let us know. Comment in the chat, let's talk. Hi, Nessa. Happy to see everybody. Join the chat, share the stream, with your friends, with your family. Today we're talking about the Internet of Things and how it intersects with climate change. And we're asking what kind of climate smart projects or activities or even hobbies do you engage in? Let us know in the chat. Let's talk. In addition to letting us know in the chat, you can use the hashtag AskCCSA. Would love to hear from you. And we're so grateful to those of you who asked us questions ahead of time using that hashtag AskCCSA. And those are the questions we're looking at now. Greg H on Instagram asked us, where is IoT tech tackling environmental issues? Well, I'm happy to tell you. In farming, precision agriculture is used to minimize the use of water, fertilizer, and pesticides. The technology monitors soil, minerals, temperature, and moisture. This helps to improve and increase yields and minimize the use of both resources and land. IoT sensors in the soil and environment, along with the use of algorithms or grow recipes, can improve the management of farm resources. There is a potential for reduced methane from ruminants through livestock health monitoring, for example, monitoring dietary health and temperature to identify and treat animals. Let's look at our utilities. In energy and the energy and utilities market, right? Smart street lighting can be used to reduce consumption, and leakage sensors on water and gas pipes can be used to detect and repair losses caused by leaks. Logistics company can shorten their delivery routes through intelligent route planning. Tracking can shorten delivery times. And these sensors can provide new insights into the supply chain. Even in the life cycle of goods, IoT sensors plays a major role. They extend the lifetime of goods, and the predictive maintenance of goods, including like cars, electrical goods, and construction equipment, can enable longer utilization cycles. This means fewer breakdowns and replacements, and ultimately a reduction of waste, all because of the IoT solutions. But here's the thing. The technology itself can contribute to product waste. That's because millions or even billions of sensors and their batteries will need to be disposed of once their lifespan ends. But on the bright side, there is a lot of research on energy harvesting going on now for IoT devices to get rid of batteries completely or replace them with biodegradable materials. So how do you think IoT devices can help improve resilience, help us with our adaptation measures, help us with conservation? I can see a ton of different ways. Can you let us know in the chat, talk to us? And while you tell us, there's a TikTok trend that says, we'll go first. So for our part, the CCSA was involved through our CEO, Raquel Moses, in a water quality monitoring project in Trinidad and Tobago. This project provided environmental solutions where IoT sensors were attached to buoys, which collected real-time data to allow state agencies to act proactively to solve environmental problems rather than react to the issues after the fact. Where else can IoT solutions assist in the advancement of climate action? Tell us in the chat. Or use the hashtag AskCCSA. We would love to hear from you. Share the stream with your friends. Here's some questions from the chat. Is there a need for industrial process heat in the Caribbean? That is solar industrial process heat. That's a question from Steve Anglin from LinkedIn. Yes, there's a need. There's definitely a need. The Caribbean is on the forefront of climate change. We're experiencing the harmful effects daily, and IoT sensors can help us to be more proactive, can give us the information that we need ahead of time. So if you have projects or if there are things that come across your desk that speak to using this technology to solving climate issues, let us know. We're happy to partner with you. So while the chat is filling up and while you're sharing the stream, we'll get to a question from somebody with a funny name. Born yesterday on Twitter asked, so what exactly is Web3? Well, born yesterday, Web3 is an idea for a new iteration of the World Wide Web based on blockchain technology. It incorporates concepts such as decentralization and token-based economics. I think it might be better if I explain it like this. In the beginning, there was the internet, right? The physical infrastructure of wires and servers that let computers and the people in front of them talk to each other. Well, the web as we know it today didn't really emerge until 1991, when HTML and URLs made it possible for users to navigate between static pages, right? We consider this the read-only web, or Web 1. Then in the early 2000s, things started to change. For one, the internet was becoming more interactive. It was an era of user-generated content, or the read-write web. Social media was a key feature of Web 2, or Web 2.0, as you might know it. Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, and those that came before them came to define the experience of being online. YouTube, Wikipedia, and Google, along with the ability to comment on content, expanded our ability to watch, learn, search, and communicate. The Web 2 era has also been one of centralization. The reality is, network effects and economies of scale have led to clear winners. And there are those companies that have produced mind-boggling wealth for themselves based on collecting users' data. And one of the main sources of income has been selling targeted ads against this collected user data. Web 2 also created new ways for people to make money online, even though you were giving up user data and being targeted by ads. You were also joining the sharing economy, and new industries like the influencer industry, have been making millions. Yes, there's a lot of critique. There's plenty to critique in the current system. The companies with concentrated or near monopoly power have often failed to wield it responsibly. Consumers who now realize that their products are becoming increasingly uncomfortable with ceding control of their personal data. As the web has grown up, centralized, and gone corporate, many have started to wonder if there was a better future out there. And that brings us to Web 3. So Web 3.0 advocates a vision where, well, its advocates are pitching it as a roots deep update that will correct the problems and perverse incentives of Web 2.0. So if you're worried about privacy, a decentralized database stores everything immutably and transparently, preventing moderators from swooping in and deleting offending content. If you're worried about centralization, you get a real vote on decisions made by the networks you spend time on. More than that, you get a stake that's worth something. You're not a product, you're an owner. This is the vision of the read, write, own web. That is Web3. So Web3 is an extension of cryptocurrency. It uses blockchain in new ways to new ends, right? A blockchain can store the number of tokens in a wallet, the terms of a self-executing contract, or the code for a decentralized app. Not all blockchains work the same way, but in general, coins are used as incentives for miners to process transactions. On proof of work chains like Bitcoin, solving the complex math problems necessary to process transactions is energy intensive by design. While on proof of stake chains, which are newer, but increasingly more common, processing transactions simply requires that the verifier, no, not miner, but a stake in the chain, agrees that a transaction is legit. The process is significantly more efficient. In both cases, the transaction data is public. Blockchains are write-only, which means you can add data to them, but you can't delete them, right? Web3 and cryptocurrencies run on what are called permissionless blockchain, which have no centralized control and don't require users to trust or even know anything about other users to do business with them, right? What do you think about Web3? How can this decentralized blockchain supported Web3 help us to advance climate action? What kind of climate smart solutions can we develop on platforms such as this? Please comment in the chat or use the hashtag AskCCSA. We are looking to hear from you. Just checking the chat to see if there are any live questions. Remember to share the stream. Thank you for joining us on all platforms. And thanks for those of you who sent us questions ahead of time. We'll discuss this question here from Camilla on Instagram. What's a non-fungible token or NFT? Okay. All right, Camilla. A non-fungible token is a financial security consisting of digital data stored in a blockchain. It's a form of distributed ledger. The ownership of an NFT is recorded in the blockchain and can be transferred by the owner, allowing NFTs to be sold and traded, right? It's when NFT is minted or at an NFT marketplace using an energy intensive method, such as proof of work that we discussed earlier. It's only in those circumstances that the energy intensive method becomes a big concern, especially for the environment. So using proof of work, which is an energy intensive method to mine for Bitcoins or to solve transactions in a distributed ledger it requires a lot of energy and therefore can increase the carbon footprint, right? NFTs that are minted using proof of stake that we discussed earlier are designed to limit harm to the environment, so they're less energy intensive. So NFTs and the environment, yes, NFTs consume a lot of energy. The major marketplaces for NFT art, which includes Maker's Place, Nifty Gateway, and Super Rare, conduct their sales through Ethereum, which maintains a secure record of cryptocurrency and NFT transactions through a process called mining. So as I said before, that system is very similar to the one that verifies Bitcoin, and it involves a network of computers that use advanced cryptography to decide whether transactions are valid. And in doing so, it uses a lot of energy, sometimes comparable to the scale of a small country. And the reality is how that energy use translates to carbon emissions is a hotly contested subject. Some estimates suggest that as much as 70% of mining operations may be powered by clean sources, but that number fluctuates seasonally, and in a global energy grid that runs mostly on fossil fuels. Critics say that energy use is energy use. What do you say? What do you think? Let us know in the chat. Ethereum developers, by the way, are working on a blueprint, or they've actually started Ethereum 2.0, which is an attempt to switch to a less carbon intensive form of security. That is the proof of stake that we've been discussing. So what are some solutions that like you can think of, or what are some solutions that have come across your desk? Let us know in the chat. And remember, if we do not get an opportunity to respond to your comment or your question during the live stream, we will do so on our social media platforms. So please follow us. So looking at solutions, right? Solutions to ensure clean crypto mining, or to ensure that crypto mining doesn't add to the problem, but can be used as a solution for the problem, right? One thing we can do is power producers may want to offer surplus geothermal power to support investors, you know. Caribbean countries, there are some of us that produce geothermal, and excess energy can be used to meet the needs of miners. And that could actually help to diversify the revenue stream for that country. Using clean energy for Bitcoin mining can reduce the environment issues around the global use of cryptocurrency. So tell us, what solutions can you offer? Let us know in the chat. Let's talk about it together. We are so grateful for the persons who asked us questions ahead of time. Thank you. Continue to ask us questions using the hashtag AskCCSA. We will be happy to discuss those questions here on the live stream, or if we do not get the chance to discuss those questions, we will definitely be responding in our posts on our social media platforms, so feel free to follow us. And thanks again for joining us on Facebook, on Twitter, on LinkedIn, and on YouTube. If you're catching the rebroadcast, please still ask your questions. We will be answering those questions on our social media platforms. Just use the hashtag AskCCSA. If you want to have your questions answered live, drop it in the chat. Or if you don't have a question, give us a comment. Let us know what's going on from your vantage point. And please share this stream. Share the stream with your friends, families, and colleagues. And subscribe to us on YouTube. Like and share our content. And at all times, you can visit our website, CaribbeanAccelerator.org, for more information, to join our newsletter, or to get involved. Again, I'm Janelle Finley, the Digital Impact Strategist with the CCSA, and I'm happy to be on the live stream to discuss with you the Internet of Things and where it intersects with climate. Okay, here's a question that we'll definitely be responding to on our socials. Let me get some expert opinions for this one, right? But I'll tell you what the question is. It says, do you believe El Salvador's approach to crypto mining using energy from the volcanoes as opposed to regular electricity as environmental friendly is good and can be replicated by other countries? We do have various islands in the Caribbean that have active volcanoes, right? That's a question for the experts. So please look out on our social media platforms for a response for that one. Keep dropping your questions in the chat or use the hashtag AskCCSA. Happy to chat with you today. Okay, here's another great question, or a great perspective, I should say, right? Here's one point of view. It says, we have seen financial solutions such as sovereign debt instruments that incorporate IoT to measure compliance with targets. And that is coming from Cheryl Sandhouse, our Finance and Innovation Director here at CCSA. And that's a great observation, Cheryl. We welcome you to the live stream. Let us know your comments, drop your questions. Let's talk, guys. We're talking today about the Internet of Things. I am Janelle Finley. I am the Digital Impact Strategist with the CCSA. Oh, Maureen has said it's a very informative live stream. I'm learning a lot. Great, Maureen. We're so happy to help. We're happy to be here to discuss this with you. And we will be having other live streams and we will continue this discussion. So feel free, if at any point you come up with questions or want to add your comments, use the hashtag AskCCSA. We want to engage with you. We want to talk to you. Let us know, right? So this is actually the first of our series of our live streams, and today we're talking about the Internet of Things. I am the Digital Impact Strategist with the CCSA. I am Janelle Finley, and I am happy to be here with you on Facebook, on Twitter, on LinkedIn, and on YouTube. Subscribe to us on YouTube, please. Like, share, and subscribe. And remember, at all times, you can visit our website, caribbeanaccelerator.org, for more information, or to join our newsletter, or to get involved, right? So the CCSA has 28 member countries. We're an organization that uses the expertise of governments along with some of the largest global companies, financial institutions, and foundations to help advance climate action in the Caribbean. We are on our way to creating a Caribbean climate-smart zone. So technology is very important in building a climate-smart zone. What climate-smart projects or what projects that have been infused with technology have come across your desk? Let us know. We have a number of them ourselves. You can take a look at our project page on our website to see what projects we have that are upcoming, that have a lot to do with the Internet of Things and climate change. Thanks again for joining the live stream. We're here to discuss the Internet of Things and where it intersects with climate action. We took a few moments to get familiar with a few tech terms, such as Web3, NFTs, IoTs, and Fintech. Again, to join the discussion, comment in the chat or use the hashtag AskCCSA. Right? And we're so thankful for those of you who asked your questions ahead of time. And we want to know from you, what do you think of the metaverse? Have you tried any augmented reality or virtual reality programs or games? What's the last time, when is the last time that you played a virtual reality game or used a virtual reality device? Let us know in the chat, comment in the chat, or use the hashtag AskCCSA. Tell us about how you've dabbled in the metaverse, right? Or what do you think about Facebook now becoming Meta, the organization formerly known as Facebook? And tell us if you would be getting involved with digital embassies. Would you like to be transported across the globe virtually? All right. The metaverse can really help us to reduce our carbon footprint, even in the supply chain. For example, if you are a developer of a product and your manufacturer is in another country, not only can you just have Zoom or video conference meetings with the metaverse, you can be virtually placed within that reality in a 3D way so that you can experience being in that workshop, looking at the development of your product or meeting with investors or manufacturers without even leaving your home office. So how else do you think we can get involved in the metaverse, and how can our involvement in the metaverse cut or negative effects on the planet, or can advance climate action? Tell us about it. Let me just check the chat to see what's going on. Okay, so the environmentalist says, I attended your recent investor forum. It was amazing. Thank you. Thank you for coming. We appreciate you being there. Thanks for being involved. He goes on to say, he or she, they or them goes on to say, do you think NFTs have a future or are they just a fad? NFTs definitely have a future. For myself, I think of NFTs as giving the art world a new boost, a new life. The Internet of Things gave us new industries, gave delivery persons and delivery organizations new life during the pandemic. And similarly, NFTs is giving artists a new life, creators, people who are creating digital art now have an opportunity to create actual real wealth, um, and no longer necessarily have to go by the struggling artist mantra. In addition to that, if you're not a creative person, then you might want to find yourself in being, mining or investing in mining so that you can earn from um, mining activities or invest in yourself in cryptocurrencies. So NFTs is definitely not a fad. The pandemic has really shown us that the new way of life, the new culture of life will be augmented by virtual reality, will be augmented by technology, and the prevalence of digital wallets, e-pays, Alipay's, Amazon Pays, all these fintech, all these digital currencies from central banks, it lets you know that while the newness of this industry might still have a few things to work out, and I guess that's the development of Web3. There is a lot to learn, earn, and get involved with now, and being part of it at this stage is better. You can develop and get involved in the development of solutions early. NFTs are definitely the future. You don't have to be a creative. You can get involved in other ways. It's definitely not a fad. The internet is not a fad. It is here to stay, right? Daniel Mortley, CEO at, I hope I'm pronouncing this correctly, Bon Sucro. Bon Sucro. Okay. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. Says accelerating sustainable sugarcane production and use across supply chains. What do you think about potential of blockchain for carbon credit trading? That is a very interesting question and an interesting statement. Thank you so much for joining the chat. Danielle, thank you so much for your comment and for your question. What do you think about the potential of blockchain for carbon credit trading? I think there is an important intersect for both, right? I think that there is an opportunity for us to use excess geothermal energy in the Caribbean region to mine and invest in blockchain and in cryptocurrency. And I think that can help us to get started in carbon credit trading, because in addition to establishing the carbon market and knowing the rules of the carbon market, people need to get themselves to a point of readiness to trade on this market. So there's definitely an important intersect. I'm definitely going to get those persons who are more experts in this arena to give us a fulsome response. And please stay tuned to our socials and look out for your question with a fulsome response from any one of our experts. Thank you, Danielle, on LinkedIn. We appreciate you joining the live stream. Please share with your colleagues, your friends, and keep your questions coming. Right? Here's another question. Why hasn't there been greater adoption of crypto in closing the climate finance gap? Well, there definitely should be greater adoption of crypto, but cryptocurrency mining does use a lot of energy. And rather than adding to the problem, it should be using green energy. And there are individuals who have established crypto wallets where they make contributions to environment, they make contributions to environmental agencies or funds. So it really depends on attracting private investors into the market and that's exactly where the Caribbean Accelerator comes in. We want to be able to pair solutions for climate change with solutions that exist in technology. And sometimes persons who have those solutions are not necessarily connected or in the same circles, and we make those matchmaking connections to ensure that we are developing climate smart solutions using the technologies that we have, including cryptocurrencies and crypto mining and NFT trading, right? So another question in the chat says, which of the solutions discussed is the lowest hanging fruit in addressing the Caribbean's climate action goals? Well, the lowest hanging fruit is the Caribbean is unique. So there's a lot of unique, creative, and climate related art that can be developed and traded as NFTs. It can be as simple as stepping out your front door and taking a picture of a leaf or a fruit or something that is indigenous or to our ecosystems, and creating an NFT from that photo, trading that photo, so it could be as simple as that. So in terms of low hanging fruit, but obviously there are also, larger targets where you want to match countries that produce excess geothermal energy, because crypto mining sometimes takes the energy of a small country, and countries that have geothermal energy often don't have the ability to use all the energy they can produce, and therefore a great solution, which is maybe not low hanging but more midterm, would be connecting countries in the Caribbean who produce geothermal energy with mining companies, mining organizations, mining groups that need this energy. So we've seen the flow of BPOs to the Caribbean. Maybe we can create a flow of mining companies to the Caribbean in terms of investments, right? How do we get more tech brains involved in climate action? Tech brains like to solve problems, and we all know that climate change is one of the biggest problems, if not the biggest, that small island developing states are facing. And as we enter the hurricane season, already countries are being affected by increased rainfall, and the summer is already a lot hotter than it used to be. And that's just not even using the Internet of Things, that's just using your own sensors to detect that. So, how we can engage tech brains to help us solve or develop solutions for climate related issues in the Caribbean is by reaching out to them with this puzzle, inviting them, incentivizing them to join teams that may not, they, as a tech person, they might not have the business savvy, they might not have the money. So by matchmaking them with teams or groups that they can add what they have, which would be the tech knowledge, and um, that coupled with the business solutions from another partner and the investment from another partner, can create solutions in the Caribbean. So we have to incentivize persons, because climate change, although it is a challenge, it is also an opportunity. There's a huge opportunity to commercialize a lot of the solutions, and to ensure that all the players and persons who are part of the solutions can actually benefit from stepping forward to save us from this crisis, right? Here's another question. Do you see climate and tech as an opportunity to get more young persons involved, or should we instead be targeting older decision makers? I don't think we can leave anyone out. We can't leave anyone out in the search for solutions. We all have to work together. Um, the younger generation, because they're more tech natives, they find it easy to jump on board new ideas, and decision makers, older decision makers may need to see more studies, more proof, and we need both. We need the older decision makers who have the experience, and we need the young persons who are tech natives and live and exist in a tech world. We need everyone to contribute to solutions for climate change. Right now, it's a survival threat for small island developing states. It is existential for us. So it's all hands on deck. We can't leave anybody behind, and we invite everybody to contribute their solutions. Feel free to tell us about your solutions. in the chat. Feel free to make a comment or post on your socials using the hashtag AskCCSA. We'd love to hear from you. We'd love to engage with you. If you have questions, feel free to drop those as well. We want to talk more about the Internet of Things and how it intersects with climate change and climate action. If you're just joining, I am Janelle Finley, the Digital Impact Strategist with the CCSA. The CCSA is the Caribbean Climate-Smart Accelerator. And we were just talking about climate smart solutions to climate issues that involve the Internet of Things. If you have a question or comment, drop them in the chat. Let me scroll on through the chat and see what other questions we can find here. What types of data are you most interested and excited about related to climate? Okay. The Caribbean Climate-Smart Accelerator is excited about useful data as it relates to climate and climate action. In fact, we are developing a climate smart map, which in its first iteration will layer data about climate finance, the flow of funding in the region, climate projects, companies that are that have their ESG compliance. This map will speak to all things climate smart in the Caribbean, and that's the first development of it. I mean, future development could see this climate smart map becoming a virtual reality map that you can explore using, augmented reality tools. So we look forward to developing our solutions to levels like that. The first sampling of the climate smart map is actually available right now on our website, caribbeanaccelerator.org. So feel free to visit us. And as I said before, get involved. On our contact page, there's a get involved form. If you're an entrepreneur, investor, if you are a researcher, if you represent a country or multilateral or financial organization, global organization, or if you are a nonprofit yourself in the climate space and you think that there are opportunities for us to find solutions together, get involved and fill out that form on our contact page on our website, caribbeanaccelerator.org. So we're winding down, actually. I can't believe the time has gone by that fast. Oh my gosh. Thank you guys for joining the live stream. Thank you for joining the live stream. Thank you guys for sharing it with your colleagues, with your friends. Thank you guys for talking to us today about the Internet of Things and how it intersects with climate change. And thanks again for everyone for joining today's live stream, right? The CCSA is happy to have these interactive discussions to bring attention to climate smart solutions to meet our region's climate challenges. We look forward to seeing you on the next live stream on July 13th, where we will be taking a look at clean energy with Bruce Levy, the president and CEO of BMR Energy, as we talk about their support of the Caribbean's clean energy transition. That's the Caribbean's clean energy transition. If you have any clean energy questions, feel free to post using the hashtag AskCCSA to hear your answers live or to have them responded on our socials. Also, be sure to look out for our upcoming investor forum, which will feature the blue economy on Tuesday, September 6th. Please remember to follow our socials, where we will be publishing responses to questions that we didn't get a chance to respond to today in this live stream. And thanks again for joining us, and thanks for helping us to make the Caribbean the first climate smart zone. Goodbye, everyone.